Well, earlier in the show, we heard from CommonGround volunteer Ruth Ready on how to make sure that you're hearing from credible sources when making decisions about agriculture and food.
And now Ruth is back with a recipe to share. And Ruth, you have a slow cooker recipe for us, and this is pretty convenient and it looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's pretty simple. We start out with some chicken thighs, bone in, and we just put them into our crock pot without anything else in there, just the chicken thighs. And then we're going to sprinkle them with salt on both sides. And we try, if we can, to not let the chicken thighs touch each other. They tend to get a little tastier that way. And so we're just going to salt them up. And then I have a mixture of seasonings. And in this mixture of seasonings, you can really use what you like. This is a mixture that we tend to like, and it also makes your house smell wonderful as these chicken thighs are cooking. And in our mixture, we have a ½ teaspoon of paprika, a ¼ teaspoon of garlic powder, a ¼ teaspoon of onion powder, a ¼ teaspoon of oregano, and a dash of cayenne. And you really don't taste the cayenne. If you're worried about hot, it's not. And so I just sprinkle that on top. Don't rub the chicken thighs in the mixture, because it just won't be enough to cover, and you'll get disappointed and you'll have too much on one and not enough on the other. And so I just sprinkle it over the top. And if I have a little left, I go ahead and sprinkle it all over.
I bet that smells really good, Ruth, when you come in the house.
It does. And then lid on. Make sure you plug in your crock pot. Make sure you turn it on to high. I have had both things happen to me where I walked in and I go, it didn't cook. And that's because I forgot to turn something on. And so then you get a nice, juicy, delicious chicken thigh.
Ooh.
And the other thing I want to point out is that it's always good when you're cooking meats to have a meat thermometer, and poultry, of course, needs to be 165 before it's ready to eat. And so I always use that to ensure that my poultry is ready when I'm cooking it in the crock pot. And I have done this 4 hours on low or about 2.5 on high.
All right.
So.
Chicken thighs are always one of my favorite too, John.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's so good and inexpensive.
Yeah. And we do have this recipe already posted on our Pure Nebraska Facebook page if you'd like to go there and copy it down, try it yourself. I'm going to try that coming up pretty soon, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Ruth, for being here today.